A diagnosis of cancer for a loved one is a diagnosis for the entire family. In fact, life never remains the same until the loved one is cured. It is like being a prisoner to a circumstance beyond your control. And before you know it, everything you ever held dearly comes under question. From your relationships to your careers, even to your faith, you become a different person.
And then I was going to go through chemotherapy treatment, and we require lots of money for that. And by that time, I was only one managing in a school. My husband's business had not really picked up then. He was still trying to get his feet since he came back from South Africa. So I didn't know, there was no way we could have been able to foot the bills, because they told us she'll be needing blood transfusion, she'll be needing platelets, and she'll be needing drugs as well, especially the chemotherapy, which was very expensive. So after they told us all, they gave us hope that it is not a death sentence. She was not going to die, she will survive.
You know, chemotherapy and all the cancer treatment is so expensive in the country, worldwide. But I'm able to thank God that God is able to finance me without borrowing. Even those people that I tend to reach out to, that he should do, please assist. None, they were okay, they will come and this and this and that.
When they took us to the ward, I was asked to deposit some money so they can start treatment. But there was nothing on me that day. It was only my transport fare that I had on me that very day. I told them that I don't have anything on me for them to admit us now, that I will come back for the treatment. So the nurse I spoke with said, since I don't have any money on me, that there is no point holding me down there, that I should go back home and prepare myself and bring her back for treatment, and I should be fast about it. Throughout that period, there was no money. The money was not coming forth. We had to stay at home for another 7 months looking for money. The whole places we went to, nobody was ready to help.
1 month, 2 months. And gradually the support was withdrawn. When they saw that we had been staying, it's like the sickness is not the type that will just be treated once and the person will be discharged. It's like it's a long-term sickness. A lot of them started withdrawing their support one after the other.
So when it was November, on the 27th of November, a day I will never forget in my life. I carried my daughter, I backed her. I went from street to street begging for money. From shops to shops, I was begging, crying for people to help her. That day, I went begging. Even my husband, I did not tell him, because I know if I tell him, he will not allow me go. But I had no choice, and the child was dying. She was dying this time around. She could not walk. She could not stand on her own. I backed her. I went begging on the street from one bus stop to another. That very day, I realized just 6,300 naira from the begging. When I came back home, in the evening, my husband came back. I said, I went out begging today. This is the money we realized, 6,300. He said, okay, that what he's going to do is that he's going to go to one of my uncles and ask if they can help him. He went there. By the time he come back, he came home with 5,000 naira. He said, my uncle said that is the only money he has on ground now. I told him, this money is not even up to what I was asked to deposit in the teaching hospital. So what are we going to do? Should we watch this girl to die at home, or what else can we do? He said okay, that he will go to one woman. There is one woman selling some provision in our area that is going to ask her for some money, that even if it's loan, that he should just loan her, that is going to pay her back. So when he came back, he said he begged the woman to loan us some money, and the woman said it's only 30,000 he can loan. That 30,000 will pay 40,000. I said no problem, just collect it. At least we'll have something. We'll add it up with the one we have. We can take this child to the hospital before she die at home here. That time she has died. Even if she's wean, she don't even know when the wee will just come out of her. She just wee poo poo on her body. So we collected the 30,000 naira from the woman that very day. We added everything up. It was just 40,300 naira. I prepared myself on the 30th of November 2017. I took her back to the teaching hospital. That very day I got to the teaching hospital, the whole money I thought I had enough in my pocket, everything finished that very day.
The cost of care is what is usually so worrisome and burdensome for the patients, especially in this environment in Nigeria where patients pay out of pocket. And every mother or every father wants his or her child to live. And so parents have to go out of their way to get money to fund their wards treatment. Sometimes they need to sell properties, sell cars, sell whatever they have to make funds available. And even in doing this, well, not all of them have the wherewithal to get the funds. They need to be on admission for a long time, and the parents taking care of them may not be able to go to work. Excuse me. Their parents may not be able to go to work because somebody has to take care of the children. Some of them will lose their jobs because they've not been frequent in the office because of that. So many emotional burden attached to caring for those children. Not every time are the funds regular, or do the funds come in as they should. And so when even the funds don't even come in as they should, it also hampers treatment. It delays treatment. So you have treatment gaps, treatment breaks, because you can't have the children treated as at when due. And so because of that, you don't end up having good results with the care.
So by the time they brought out the protocol for the treatment, I was asked to go and get the drugs. When I got to the pharmacy, the person I met there collected the list from me and started telling me the price of all the drugs we're going to use. There is one they called Rituximab. They said that one is about 380,000. There are some others that the price, I just sat at the front of the man's shop and started crying, because I was just, where on earth am I going to get this amount to start the treatment for this girl? I took the paper from him. I went back to the hospital. The doctors came and said, "Madam, where are the drugs so they can start up the treatment?" I said, I don't have any money to even buy these drugs. These drugs you people are seeing, I don't have the money at all, because I've gone to ask for the price, and the prices, they are too high. I don't even know where I was going to get the money to buy the drugs. I called my husband. I explained everything to me. I was just crying on the phone. He said I should not cry. I should not cry, that everything will be okay. I said okay. Later he called me back, that where he went for money, that he went back to the same woman. He said, since we have not paid this one, she's not going to give us anyone till we paid up the one we collected. Later he called me back again and said okay, that he has gotten another 20,000, that he's going to send it to me, or he will come by himself to the hospital there and give it to us so that we can start up with the treatment. The first treatment we were supposed to take, we missed it because there was no drugs. The doctor had to hold on, that they said anytime I'm ready, that anytime I have the drugs, they are going to continue with the other ones. The money was not coming. Even my husband that says he's going to bring the money, he did not come on time. By the time he came, I went and got some, the one I could afford. So when the consultant came on that day so that they can start treatment, they said I should bring out the drugs so that they will start using it for her. I said, these are the ones I can afford. The consultant said they cannot start until they have the complete drugs, everything, that they can't be using one without using the other, that they need to use everything together. I said, okay, that for now I don't have others, maybe we should still hold on. There in my presence, the consultant asked some of the doctors that came with him that they should donate money for me so I can get those drugs, that they can't wait any longer. All the doctors in that room that very day donated some money. It was about 9,000 plus, now 9,600. I went to the pharmacy and got some other drugs with it, with the ones I had. So they started the drugs that very month. The swelling came down, started coming down gradually. The bleeding stopped instantly. So when we finished with that week, that very week protocol, that one they asked us to do that very day, we finished the drugs of that one. So they discharged us to go home and come back for the next treatment.
They said treating her with the ALL chemotherapy drugs. So after the very first one she was treated with, she had very bad reaction. She had rashes all over her body. She lost appetite, and they said when we complained to them, they said it is normal, that those are the symptoms that comes with chemotherapy, that she will balance, her system will try to accept it and then balance back. Her platelets dropped extremely, and then we had to get platelet for her. That was the first time we transfused her of platelets, and then from then henceforth it was like every 2 weeks we were giving Elena platelets, and the platelets were very expensive and very difficult to get because it is a byproduct of the blood. So for the blood, it's like every month or 3 weeks we transfuse blood, but the platelets became the one that was so sought out for, because any drug she take, it affects her platelets. At a point, she started bleeding from the parts of her body. So sometimes her cheek would be swollen, and they will call the doctors. They will say she has an internal bleeding, and when they check, they will find something like clots of blood in her cheek inside. They will say because her platelet is low. So one of the days, in search for platelets and blood, that was when we met the Project Smile group, headed by Jude Osai. He came into the ward, the oncology ward, one day, and he informed us, the parents of the children with cancer, that they had made the donation of 500 pints of blood in the blood bank in Lutz, and it was made free for us. And they gave us some tickets that whenever any of our children needed blood transfusion, we should just go there with our ticket and get free blood. We were so very happy because it was a very good gesture and a relief as well, because the financial capability to get blood products was not an easy one at all. So from there, apart from the blood products that the projects my group made available to us, they also made sure that the platelets that was very, very scarce to get, they went ahead and made sure that this platelet was gotten to us at all costs.